electrical engineering, what are we concerned about? We want to transfer energy from one point to another. So for that, you require some interconnection between the electrical devices. So such an interconnection between electrical devices is known as the electric circuits. So electric circuit is nothing but the interconnection of electrical devices which are otherwise known as elements, or electric circuits are just the interconnection of electrical elements. And when it comes to these electric circuits, etc., you have to know about certain basic terminologies, which is what is mentioned in your syllabus first. You will be thinking, because all these things are very much basic to you. One is, first thing that we are going to learn is electric charge and electric current. So electric charge and electric current. Now, once I was working in Wayanad Engineering College for 2 years, very recently, 2017, 18, 19, etc. So one night, I was suddenly woken up by a small, like crushing, like sound like clattering, or maybe a sparking kind of noise. And I saw that the blanket which I was having on my, with which I was sleeping on, that blanket, when I was moving around on my bed, it was giving rise to sparks. Actually, personally, I could see it. Till that time, always I used to hear about more and more about charge, discharge, etc. But actually, kandu. And I started doing this once and more times. I could see in the dark, I could see that blanket is getting sparked up. Like, in fact, later on, I found that maybe it may go on to becoming a huge fire, and then I stopped. But I actually saw it. This happened during the winter months of November, December, etc. So that was a beautiful experience. Because nowhere in Trivandrum you can, in any time, any season, you won't be able to view them. And that is because of static charge, as you already know. And I had the good fortune to see Greek temples also, in Greece. And you should see how powerful these temples look. Because the priest, the main priest in the Greek temples were very powerful. They were said to be men who were in direct contact with God Almighty. How did they convince the people? The common people were convinced by the main priest that he was someone great by showing some magic. One such magic was to show that he had an amber road made of amber, material amber. He used to rub it with fur and then show that to dry leaves, and the dry leaves were attracted to him. Now we know it is because of electric charge and charge attraction, etc. But in olden days, they didn't know. They thought it is a magical show by God, and hence they started worshipping the priest also. The general priest was, you should see how powerful they were. And that still is there. The whole temple is so huge, and you will feel that energy in it. So this amber, the road which he used to have, this amber was called in Greek as electron. And hence we ended up with electrons and charge. So what is an electric charge? Electric charge is the electrical property of the atomic particles. It is a basic thing that we have to start with. It is the electric charge, is the electrical property of the atomic particles in the material, and it is measured, as you all know, in coulombs. Now, always remember this is the spelling of coulomb. COULOMBS, coulombs, which is usually represented by capital C. Now, going back to the atomic particles, an electron in an atom has a negative charge, as you all know, and its value is 1.602 into 10 raised to minus 19 coulomb. And a proton will have an equal charge in magnitude, but positive in charge. And 1 coulomb will be 1 by 1.602 into 10 raised to minus 19. So how many electrons will be there in 1 coulomb? 6.24 into 10 raised to 18 electrons. So usually in labs, this 1 coulomb is a large value. So in our labs, you usually go for nanocoulomb, picocoulomb, microcoulomb, millicoulomb, etc. And an amazing and interesting fact about this charge is that when you look into the nature, when you go around looking into the nature, any charge that you see in nature will be an integral multiple of this value. Will be an integral multiple of this value. 1.602 in there. Integral multiple any charge. Every charge in nature will be an integral multiple of this, because you know that is how we can also assure ourselves that electron is the basic material, atomic particle there.